What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Solgr and Fusha Only Show, episode number 43 this week. I am Solgr Only, once again joined by the old lady.
The one and only Fusha. I be here as well.
And we're also joined once again by Homicidal Lou. How are you doing tonight?
I'm not doing too bad. Much more awake than last time, so I should be more than it.
Right.
Weren't you sick last time?
What's that?
Yeah, I was sick as well.
But are you feeling better now?
Much better. And I still got a really bad cough, but...
It's a smoker's cough. Those things tend to linger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any better the older you get either.
Oh god, no, it gets worse. It gets so much worse.
That's for sure.
But I'm glad to hear you're feeling better than you were last week.
And definitely feeling much better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's definitely good to hear. Well, we got some interesting things to get into this week on the Destiny front for sure. And before we like earlier on today, Fusha and I was kind of talking about, and we've kind of talked about it a little bit, like with you as well, somewhat. But we've kind of been talking about like some segments and stuff that we want to add to the show. We've talked a little bit of how eventually we want to add like a streamer spotlight to where we have, where we'll have a guest on, like a guest streamer, and do like a interview and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then of course.
All right.
Movies, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then we're thinking something like have a segment too where like kind of Fusha segments. We'll all talk in it obviously, but. Like Fusha will bring up like a movie or something, and something about that, like either movie or TV show or something like that. Since you.
Well, and it kind of goes back to when we first started doing the podcast. It would be like our reviews of movies and all games in general. Because our first one was about Suicide Squad, but I'm just a movie fiend.
Yeah.
I love movies.
Our very first episode actually was the weekend that Suicide Squad came out. So yeah, our first episode ever, we did a review on that. And
nice.
Yeah, a lot of our first episodes we actually talked about movies and shows a lot more because that's kind of what we were into more at the time. Because I was just barely getting back into gaming, so we weren't really talking about that too much at that point. And obviously now, like with me, with Homicidal and I being on it, we obviously talk about games the most. Fusha plays games and is into games, but she just doesn't play as much as we do, or doesn't quite pay as much attention to like all the industry news and all that stuff too, like as much as we do.
From a short attention span.
We all suffer that one.
Yeah, true.
I have a very short attention span as well.
But I mean, I get into the games and I like playing them. It's just after a while, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go smoke, and I'm like, okay, I'll be on my phone. But here soon, you're gonna be getting the new Xbox, and then I'll have that Xbox, and I'll probably play it a lot more.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be fun, especially as far as Destiny's concerned. Because once we get the One X, she's gonna be taking over the current Xbox One.
I'm so excited.
So then that way you could join us every time we're playing, and
I can actually play.
Well, yeah, and it's gonna be fun because we're gonna have to get you through the campaign. Yeah, we're gonna be pulling you through all that.
You guys are gonna be carrying me.
It's now going to be one last for the Nightfall.
True.
Right? Yeah. Then Homicidal and I will finally have our third for the Nightfall.
You'll get me all nice prepped and training for that. I'm down.
Yeah, I actually hung out in Sharky's stream a lot last night, and I was telling him how Homicidal and I have been looking for a third a lot this last week, pretty much, and he said if he's on, or if he's not busy or anything, he would always be down to run with us because he plays on Xbox as well. So.
Oh right.
Yeah, so I think he's planning on. I can't remember what he said. I asked him, but I can't remember if he's planning on getting it on PC too. But he was actually raiding a little bit last night when I was watching him. But yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of fun once you get that. So then you can be playing Destiny with us.
I can't wait because I only have a PlayStation, and I love the PlayStation, but some games on the Xbox I'm really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Xbox just has that ESA, I'm trying to think of the words. I'm totally butchering the saying right now.
Ease of gameplay.
Yeah, the ease of use. Yeah.
I've had that issue today with pronunciation too. I was gonna say another thing with me getting the Xbox is we've already been playing zombies for so long on Xbox that I'm a little more familiar with those controls. My gaming and shooting has improved a lot.
And Destiny isn't that different from that, you know, because both COD and Destiny have very solid first-person shooter mechanics. So, in a certain way, they kind of feel similar. I mean, COD is usually grounded more, a little bit more grounded in reality compared to Destiny that, you know, has space magic and stuff like that. So there is a few other things that you kind of have to wrap your head around, such as like your abilities and your super abilities and stuff like that, but
not too much more. But I mean, just in like the general controls, though.
Yeah, just the general mechanics and everything.
I'm excited. 1 month.
Yeah, November 7th. Yeah, November 7th is the launch for 1X. So.
1 month and a week.
And yeah, we're finally in October. So yeah, I didn't think about that. So yeah, it is October 1st.
It's creeping closer.
It's Halloween.
Exactly. And no, Homicidal knew where I was going with that. So it's the end of this month when the PC version drops.
I want my own PC.
And that's actually one thing I want to get into tonight. I mean, obviously with it being the first of the month, Homicidal is going to take us over the games with gold, and I mean we'll even touch on the PlayStation ones as well. I mean I can pull it up. We'll just go over the free games for the month.
Yeah, because I haven't got my PlayStation hooked up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But
I don't play a lot of PlayStation 4.
Yeah, you really don't.
There is free games.
Yeah.
See, that's another benefit that Xbox has.
Well, both PlayStation and Xbox has them, but in my opinion, if you go over like the history of their free games lineup every month, Xbox usually has better ones.
Well, that's how we got the copy of Until Dawn back again.
PlayStation, that was a good month. Every now and then, PlayStation will have a good month, and that was a good one. They had a good month, that one.
I'm still playing that now, second time.
And then another thing I wanted to get into, since we're hitting that fall season now, I kind of wanted to get into a little bit some of the games that are coming up. I mean, we can almost do a whole episode just on the games coming up this month alone. Like, this October is pretty packed. I mean, and like, I mean, there's actually going to have to be some titles that we're going to have to kind of put off, you know, until a little bit later.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple that are like must-haves, you know, that like, you know, I'm going to be trying to get day one, but
Destiny 2 PC.
Yeah, Destiny 2 PC is definitely one of them.
Yes, that's absolutely, yeah. But we'll have to set out some priorities and see which ones are more worth it.
Yeah, we will, for sure. All right, so what we'll do, what we usually start off every week, going around the horn and what we've kind of been getting into. In your case, that doesn't necessarily mean just games. That can mean movies and shows and everything you watched as well too, right?
True.
So
yeah.
So let's actually start with you, Fusha.
Well, I found out that Star Trek revamp show that they're doing.
What is it called? Star Trek Discovery?
Yeah, it is Discovery. I watched the season premiere on TV, and I only saw like the first half hour, but I really loved it and was going to go back and watch it on demand. Come to find out that it's only going to be on exclusive, downloadable mobile app or account thing. Like, if you go to demand to try and watch it, you'll have to pay for it, pretty much. So I'm like, okay, it was good, but it wasn't that good, so I can live with that. But I was still bummed because I actually really liked that new revamp of Star Trek. Is that what I said? Oops, sorry.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is the I'm trying to think of how to word this. The distribution of this, right? Like you were saying, how it was on what was it, like CBS or something?
I think so. I think it was.
So it was on network.
Just for the season premiere.
Okay.
And the thing that I liked about it is it was like a prequel to all of the old Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't just continuing, it was like a prequel leading up to what and got them where they were at when Star Trek was around. And it started with Klingon.
Yeah, and you've always been more of a Star Trek fan than I am. I mean, I was always more into Star Wars than Star Trek, but...
Well, and since we've been together, you've gotten me more into Star Wars, and it's really not that I had anything against it. It's just, like, my mom watched it all the time. So, I grew up with, like, Hercules and Xena and, like, all those shows, but that was one thing I was kind of bummed about with Star Trek. But then the other thing I watched was that new season premiere of Young Sheldon, which actually wasn't too bad.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I want to know what you thought about that, because last Monday we watched the season premiere of Big Bang Theory, but then...
Which was really good.
It was.
I loved it.
But then I came in and streamed after, so I didn't really watch Young Sheldon. I think I watched like the first couple minutes of it.
Yeah, I think you did watch only about the first couple minutes, and I liked it. I thought it was funny, although I thought part of it was what you usually get in pilot episodes of new series is a little bit of backstory and explanation, because you can't just go in leading with the joke. Sometimes you gotta understand the character's sarcasm and how they handle things. But I really enjoyed it, and I will probably continue watching it. It's pretty good.
Especially, yeah, you gotta let it marinate a little bit. Like you said, it's the first episode. The few minutes I saw, it's an interesting character anyways, right? Sheldon himself isn't the everyday kind of character you see on television, so it's like, but it didn't really, in the small parts I had, it didn't really have the humor or anything yet. Like you said, it was just bringing in the character and stuff. It seemed a little dry, kind of, but...
And it kind of was, because it's like...
But that's the character, too, right?
So. It really is, because it's the whole scenario when we first got together, you were never really watching Big Bang. And it's one of my favorite all-time shows. And when you started watching it with me and you fell in love with it like I do, I remember you couldn't stand Sheldon at all.
No, at first I wasn't able to.
See, so it's like you gotta understand that it's a young Sheldon, that it's like a lot of the first episode is how stressful it is for everybody else around him. He's like this 8, 9, 10-year-old ninth grader already. And
that's what was interesting that I saw.
Dry humor.
That was an interesting part about it. About a part that I did see. It also focused on how everyone else around him deals with him too. Instead of just him having to deal with, being isn't he 9 at that point?
I think
they said he's 9.
Well, and I think I'm really gonna like his sister's character.
His sister seemed funny.
She had made a comment about, what was it? She's like, can you just admit he's adopted?
Mm-hmm.
And the mom's like, no, he's not adopted. Or no, something, and then, I butchered that.
So far, it almost seems like his sister is going to be the comedic hit.
Yeah.
Not necessarily him.
I
mean, he's going to have moments. I mean, he had his moments. Like some of his smart ass kind of comments landed, right. and was pretty good.
I can see it being his sister, too, because it's just the way that her character is. It's more, like, blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Just... how she's glad he's not in her school no more. So she's like, you're having a rough day.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty good. And I mean, even the season premiere of Big Bang was really good. I watched an episode of Big Bang when it aired, whereas we usually miss them. And I watch a lot of reruns.
Yeah, we constantly watch reruns on when they have them on TBS and all that. But yeah, it's good that we're getting in the habit now. Watching the new episodes every Monday, so we'll have a new one tomorrow.
You know what I'm most excited for that I saw? I think, if I remember right, is 21 Days to Walking Dead. Yes,
and I did mention that on stream earlier today, so it's actually a good thing to mention it right now, so I don't forget later. We we started it last year, so now with the Walking Dead season come back up, we'll be getting back into our Walking Dead podcast, Talking to Kay, so it'll be season 2 of that.
I'm excited.
And we were doing it on Mondays, right?
We might have, yeah.
Because
we were doing it on Mondays.
We were doing it the following day.
Yeah,
the episode would air Sunday, and then we would talk about it Monday.
Mainly because by the time the episode, because we watched The Walking Dead and then the Talking Dead, that we don't go to bed till like 11, and we usually work Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we would just wait and do it Monday
after work. See, and I wasn't streaming at the time, which it's what we'll still do because we're gonna be streaming it.
I think you were semi-streaming at the time. It was just on console.
It
wasn't before the more elaborate setup.
Mm-hmm. It was when I was trying to stream from consoles last year, which I was failing miserably at it because, for whatever reason, it couldn't hold the stream. Like it was not possible.
You've come a very long way.
Yes, we have. All right, so that was pretty much. I think that's pretty much everything in the week, right?
Other than that, I've just been wanting to watch Lord of War or The Voices or Running with Scissors again. Mm-hmm. Just good old movies, but...
Yeah. All right, and then what about you, Homicidal? What have you gotten into this week?
Well, actually, I've been getting into a bit of a classic game. A lot of people might know this one, Mario Kart Wii.
Oh, nice.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If nobody knows the story of it yet, probably like a month or two ago, I modded Mario Kart Wii. Mm-hmm. So I now got like over 200 custom tracks available to me right now instead of the standard 32, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I've also been getting into Destiny, and I'm trying to download a new game, which I can't say yes yet because it is a part of the Games for Gold.
Okay. All right. Well, that's actually a good segue. We could actually segue right into that. I mean, because for me, it's just been Destiny. I mean, I did play a little bit of Ghost Recon Wildlands with Inebriation. Oh, I don't even remember what day it was, but I'm pretty sure it was since last week's episode. So it was at some point this week. I think it was back at the beginning of the week, but it was interesting finally getting back into another PC game after playing nothing but console for a month pretty much, because now we're pretty much approaching that month point since D2's been out.
And there's still D2 hype, which is nice.
Which it's nice, but there's... I thought it was actually going to be a topic for one of our daily doses this week, but I think we'll probably just get into it tonight, and it's actually what we'll get into in a little bit when we get into the Destiny 2 talk. But so let's have Homicidal go up. So what's the games with gold this month?
All right, so the last Games for Gold Xbox One game that we're going to be seeing again is Oxenfree. Mm-hmm. This oncoming Game for Gold that we just recently got for Xbox One is Gone Home Console Edition, which is the one I was trying to download. I don't know if it's downloaded fully yet. And the Xbox 360 Game for Gold, which is my childhood game. I stream it once every year. Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc HD.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and it looks like that one's from October 1st through 15th on the Rayman 3. And then later in the month, the Turing test will be free on Xbox One, and Medal of Honor Airborne will drop to the low price of free as well on Xbox 360. Because how they do it, it's weird, because some games will be all month long, and then some will be like half a month.
I think it depends on the popularity of the game. Or they could have other logistics in it.
So it says here, it looks like Gone Home on Xbox One, which will be free all month long, and Rayman 3 HD will be from October 1st through 15th. So if that's one you're looking forward to, I'd definitely swoop it up now before the 15th. Gone Home.
It's too late.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, before it's too late.
And it's so easy to lose track of time. So I would do it when you first chance you get.
Exactly. Oh yeah, and like you said, yeah, that's right. It says also don't forget that one of September's free games with gold titles, Oxenfree, will continue to be free on Xbox One through October 15th. So Oxenfree will still be free up until October 15th. So yeah, Gone Home. I've heard a lot about Gone Home, and I think I might actually swoop that up to give that one a try. Isn't it kind of like first person kind of horror, like I'm trying to think of not quite like not quite on like Resident Evil 7 standards, you know, that like house exploration kind of horror, first person horror, but I'm trying to think, cause I'm thinking if this is the one that I'm thinking of.
I wouldn't be too sure on it.
Yeah.
There's one thing I would like to add as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is for the fans of the Walking Dead series.
Mm-hmm.
2 new games have come out on backwards compatibility. As far as I see, Walking Dead Season 1 and Season 2.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what season they're on. Aren't they? Because they're still making them. I think it's on like or are they on season 3?
I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I haven't really been paying attention because remember we played that game on the tablet.
We did play it a little bit on the tablet, and it was one of those decision type games that I like.
Yeah, it was season 1, like probably just the first episode because it was like a free kind of demo thing on the tablet, but it eventually came to consoles, and that series has been very successful for Telltale. Actually, Telltale has been making a lot of those games on franchises. They've been doing it to Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a ton. They actually did a Borderlands game like that, the Telltale Borderlands game. They've been doing a lot. They built a whole franchise, a whole like several series around games like that. So
I've played it a little bit. Well, like that first one you said we had on the tablet. I wouldn't mind getting more because
yeah, I've heard they're really good.
I'd probably get it for Xbox if I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'd be down to try it again, other than on the tablet.
Yeah, I've heard they're really good. So Gone Home was the one that you're that's the one that you were saying is you're downloading right now.
Yes, I'm currently giving it a try now. As far as I can see, the only controls is left joystick and right joystick.
Huh.
I can tell you a bit more about it after I've played a little bit of it.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, so probably on next week's episode, I'm sure you'll probably have a little bit.
I probably would have played a lot more, so I could tell you more about the game.
Mm-hmm. Champagne Squid, thank you for that follow. Welcome to Soldier's Army. All right, so it looks like... Okay, so this is from the PlayStation blog. The PlayStation Plus games this month include Monster Jam Battlegrounds for the PS3, Hustle Kings for the PS3, was that Hue for the PS Vita in cross-buy with the PS4, Skyforce Anniversary for the PS Vita, and wait a minute, hang on. I think we got some news for October's PlayStation Play. First up, What?
What? What is it?
Wow. Am I reading this right? Metal Gear Solid 5. Phantom Pain, the entire game. Is that really free? Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. The epic Metal Gear series picks up 9 years after the events of Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes in the fall of Mother Base, an epic game for PS Plus members to replay again or to check out for the very first time. And then Amnesia Collection, which contains both The Dark Descent and A Machine for Pigs. Start this one up at night with the lights off if you're feeling brave. This was actually a game someone suggested to me for Spooky Tuesday. Amnesia.
It could be a good one.
Wow.
Amnesia. Wow.
Metal Gear Solid 5 and Amnesia.
We're gonna have to get the Metal Gear.
We already have.
Amnesia is good.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm so surprised by it is that's a huge game. Normally, you don't see blockbuster games like that on the free-to-play. Like, this is huge. Like, that is crazy. Right after I just said that, oh, Sony's, free games normally aren't that great. They have good months here and there. Well, hell, this month they have Metal Gear 5 and Amnesia Collection. It's not just Amnesia, like the old one. It's the Amnesia Collection. So it has both The Dark Descent and A Machine for Pigs. So, oh yeah, Solaire says in chat he plays Metal Gear Phantom Pain on Steam. I actually need to dive back into that because it's a great game. I'm such a huge fan of the Metal Gear series, but I haven't played that much of Phantom Pain.
How did I forget we have it? Isn't that one of the first ones that we tried streaming together? And then, like, it was when we saw the bed in here, and we were playing, but then later when you went back and watched it, you actually couldn't hear me whatsoever. So it's like the whole game, the whole while we were playing, you couldn't hear me, which would have been alright if you did, because it looked like those little Pokemon demon things. I don't remember the whole spiel now, but...
Oh, no, that was Gears of War.
Oh, Gears of War, okay.
Yeah, that was when we were, some of our first games we streamed together. Yeah, it was Gears of War.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I am still very forgetful.
Which I kind of want to get back into and play that some more.
I wouldn't mind playing that sometime, other than just zombies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, that and this is from the official PlayStation blog too. So
they're up in their game.
Yeah, this is from PlayStation itself. So that is crazy. I mean, I don't think I would have been so shocked if it was the Metal Gear 5 Ground Zeroes, because that was like a hour and a half, 2 hour like prequel game setting up Metal Gear 5 Phantom Pain.
Right.
But no, this is Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. So, wow, that is crazy. All right.
Maybe it's for the holidays, because I know it's not the holidays yet, but.
Well, one thing is what it is. Obviously, look, both Xbox and PlayStation both had horror games in there for the month of October. So obviously, they're appealing to the to the time of the year, to the Halloween month of October. So
we're gonna start seeing Friday the 13th on TV all the time.
Yes, which I love. Yeah, we'll see the first two Jeepers Creepers again, a bunch, and all the Halloweens for sure. Which reminds me, they're making it a new Halloween movie. They're making it the new Jeepers Creepers. Remember what I was reading about Jeepers Creepers, by the way, too? Remember it was only going to be in theater for one day, like one night.
Oh yeah, and then it was going straight to DVD.
Yeah, and then I think it will probably go to DVD after that. So, yeah, Solaire says in chat, Ground Zeroes is a standalone prequel. Need to play that to understand how you got where you are in Phantom Pain. Exactly, yeah, because the end of Ground Zeroes leads right into the opening of Phantom Pain. What's that?
Oh, I said I need to change the size of the thing. That's not wanting to stay in my ear.
Alright. Okay, so what we're going to get into now, speaking of October, once again, another nice segue.
We're working on those.
The top video game releases for the month of October 2017. Excuse me. Okay, so it looks like starting off October 3rd, we have Forza Motorsport 7. That one's actually for Windows, PC, and Xbox.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Solgr says in chat too, also a new Saw movie coming soon.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I did hear about that, yeah. And it's called Jigsaw is what it's going to be called.
How many Saw movies are there now?
Oh geez. I think Jigsaw will be like 6 or 7, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
I haven't seen really any of them pass. I think I only saw the first 3.
I saw like the first 1 and 2 maybe.
The first one had the most epic. I'm trying to think. It had the most epic ending, like in history, right?
Oh, by far.
There's a video playing on this website, and I really hope that it's not playing audio. I can't hear it. No, it looks like it's muted. I hate these websites that have videos that pop up automatically.
I know, it's like on Facebook, they have a little button in the corner where you can turn off the sound, but if you leave the sound on for one video and then keep scrolling, whatever sound from the next post, you start hearing right away.
Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah, kicking off the month, October 3rd, there's Forza Motorsport 7, which looks incredible. I mean, it has incredible looking visuals. I haven't really been much of a racing game player since like high school and stuff. Like back in school, like I played a ton of racing games and stuff, but
I can enjoy them from time to time. I mean, once you get the hang of the steering,
mm-hmm.
I actually do like racing games.
Yeah, I mean they're they're nice to like just kind of like relaxing games, and when you just want to just hang out and kind of relax and take it easy.
Or when you want to get competitive and it's just like you and somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like how Destiny brought out Sparrow Racing. I really liked
that. That was fun.
That was really awesome.
Speaking of which, that's another thing I kind of want to bring up when we get into Destiny 2 as well, is I'm wondering if we're going to get a Festival of the Lost again in October.
I would hope so.
Remember, that was their Halloween-themed live event?
I would hope so. I guess we'll find out.
So yeah, we'll dive into that in a minute, but then it looks like October 5th, there is Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Layton's Mystery Journey, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga for the 3DS. Here is the first must-have, as far as I'm concerned. Middle-earth Shadow of War on October 10th for PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. And I'm stoked for this one. This one was actually supposed to come out back in, I think August was the original release date, and they pushed it back into October. So I'm sure, hopefully those couple months extra paid off.
I would hope so.
And like I played a good amount of the first one, of Shadow of Mordor. I didn't finish it, and I'm sure there's still probably a ton of crap that I have to do in it, but
you have so many games
that
are unfinished. Like where you just go out and buy a new game, and one of these days you'll get around to all of them.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Not
especially
when
we're
there's
already talking about adding on more.
Yeah, and not when there's games that I play and create content around called Destiny and Warframe that are soul stealers, like time stealers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really stoked and looking forward to Shadow of War. It looks like that they're improving and I'm trying. What the hell's the word I'm thinking of? Improving upon the what was the Nemesis system that was in Shadow of Mordor. Because in this one, supposedly you can actually, when you are fighting an enemy, you can actually spare them, save their life or something. Like turn them so that they join your cause, and you can actually recruit them into your own army. So then you can build up like your own army, and then you can do like raids on castles and keeps and stuff like that. And It looks pretty dope. Like I haven't
Like a brick.
really read a ton on it and stuff. Like there's some cover stories from some of the magazines I've been meaning to get into, but
Yeah.
that one I'm definitely looking forward to. God, yeah, that one comes out in 9 days, like a week from Tuesday, probably. I think is when it's probably going to be.
Yeah, we'll have to set out some priorities.
And then 3 days later, after that, on October 13th, which is Friday the 13th, by the way.
Yes.
Friday, October 13th, The Evil Within 2. Dropping for PS4, PC, and Xbox One.
I honestly think that game is a little too scary for me, but I'll still watch you play it.
Well, the thing is I'm going to have to go back to the first one. Look at this picture. There's like a chick's head right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like when you were playing the first one, you were trying to explore and see what you could find any treasures. I'm like, this isn't that type of game. You need to run. Like, you died a couple times. I'm like, just run. I actually, like, for it being a little too scary for me, it's still like one of those thrilling, like, I'd still watch it even though it's literally scaring the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
and
like,
it may not give me nightmares, but I mean, I'd still watch it.
Yeah, because we did have the first one, and we how much did we play of it? Maybe an hour or two. We didn't really play too much of it.
Hours in.
Yeah, but
and it was like we had the lights off and everything.
Yeah, it was good, but remember, it was at the time when we actually first got our PS4, and when we bought the PS4, we got like 10 games for it too. So
and you're so lucky, yeah.
It got lost in the shuffle right from the beginning. It didn't stand a chance, and I really want to go back and play it because I've heard it's good. It was a game by I believe Shinji Mikami, who worked on the first Resident Evils up until Resident Evil 4. He was pretty much like the mastermind behind Resident Evil 4, which is one of my favorite games of all time, period. So
it's like even the previews that you see on TV for The Evil Within 2, I'm like, oh my god, it looks good. It's scary, but it's good. Mm-hmm. It's that good scary. That you know you're alive. It scares you so much.
Yeah, I remember just the small part we played of the first one. It was a mind trip.
It was intense. It was very intense.
Speaking of Gran Turismo, actually, October 17th, Gran Turismo Sport for the PS4. Gran Turismo Sport is the first game in the famed racing series to appear on PS4. So the last game in the series, Gran Turismo 6, came out on PlayStation 3 in 2013. So this is the first Gran Turismo in 4 years. I can't believe I haven't been hearing that much about it with it coming out so soon. I mean, of course, like racing games aren't, like I said, they kind of aren't really what they used to be.
Well, and that's what I liked about that Gotham Racing one, is it wasn't just sports cars. It was like Mini Coopers and SUVs and whatever that kind of car you wanted, and you could choose if it was raining or if you're in New York, or it was like, and it had good music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Solgr says in chat, Evil Within 2, can't wait. Yeah, I kind of can't either, but like I said, that's going to be one of the ones that I'll probably put off for a while, since I have to go back and play the first one.
We should go get the first one used.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't work out, that Xbox or PlayStation didn't work out a deal to have that game as one of their free-to-play games.
It's too big of one. Well,
not bigger than Metal Gear 5.
That's true. That's not bigger than.
That would have been perfect. Think if they would have had it as a free-to-play game on Xbox right now, not only because it's the month of October, but also with the second one coming out this month as well. That would have been brilliant.
That actually really would have been.
And I'm sure higher-ups in Microsoft probably thought of it, and maybe they just couldn't get the deal done, or whatever it takes to get games into it. So, but yeah, I digress. Coming out the same day, though, as Gran Turismo Sport on October 17th is also South Park: The Fractured But Whole.
Oh my.
Which I think it's going to be awesome if it finally does come out then, which I think it is. But this game was actually supposed to come out last year. It's been delayed a crap ton of times.
I'm so surprised that South Park is still around as much as it is. Because I remember when it first came out, I was addicted to it, and then they would always kill Kenny. But now it's Timmy that but it's
Right.
sometimes I can handle watching it. Other times I'm like, I'll go watch something else. But I'm just surprised it's still around as much as it is. Like, it's still pretty big.
All right, and then 3 days later on October 20th, it looks like there's Fire Emblem Warriors for the 3DS and Nintendo Switch, and then also for the Nintendo Switch, Siberia 3. I haven't played any of these games. It's the third entry in Microid's acclaimed surreal steampunk adventure game series. So the Siberia series began with the launch of the original Siberia on PC in 2002 and continued with the sequel Siberia 2 in 2004. So this is the first title in the series for 13 years. Have you heard of those games at all, Hamsato?
Not that I could say. I couldn't say no, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I've heard of the name. Like, the name sounds familiar, but I mean, this third one is going to be, it looks like, exclusively on the Switch, and it looks like, it looks like the original launched on PC, and I think the sequel did too. Oh, both titles were later released on PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Huh.
Ooh, you know which game I still really want to get? The Heavy Rain and Two Souls Beyond.
Yeah.
That one.
And we've only been able to see the compilation with both of them on Amazon, because it was a compilation with both of them. So yeah, we need to get that. Why they have that there? Exactly.
It's not winter; it's Christmas.
All right, and then October 24th, of course, the aforementioned Destiny 2 on PC. Oh boy, can't wait. Now here's where it gets crazy. On October 27th, this is all the same day, mind you, we have Assassin's Creed Origins for the PS4, PC, and Xbox One, and that's another must-have as far as I'm concerned. That I can't wait for that one.
That one's exciting.
There's Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch, which looks incredible, and if I had a Switch, I would be getting that day one. And then Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus for PS4, PC, and Xbox One. All three of those on the same day.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, if I had a Switch, all three of those would be day one purchases. But like I said, I obviously don't have a Switch, so Super Mario Odyssey is gonna have to wait. But I don't know what's gonna come down. Like, I know, like, Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins, like, I want to get for sure. So I think Wolfenstein 2, we might have to kind of wait a little bit. I've still been playing the first one on PC.
We'll set out our priorities.
Yeah, we'll have to see once the once we get closer to that date. So yeah, so out of these, what games, what games are you looking forward to most this month, Homicide?
Honestly, I'm just hoping to get a hold of Sonic Mania. That's the only game I'm on the lookout right now.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that one, because that one came out like last month, I think, wasn't it? And it's just been, I've been hearing buzz everywhere about it with how good it is, and that it like actually reminds people of like the good old classic Sonics. Hell, I wouldn't mind, picking that one up, because God, I miss those old classic Sonics. Like, some of my favorite times in the history of gaming was Sonic 1 and 2 on Sega.
You know which other ones were good? Paperboy.
Oh God, I love Paperboy on the original NES.
And the Tony Hawk games.
Once again, another excellent segue. Speaking of NES, the classic, the classic SNES, the mini SNES, actually, I think it's out now. I think it actually launched. And they're actually supposed to be relaunching the classic NES again. Because remember how they launched it and then
out.
exactly, yeah, they launched it and they weren't able to keep up with supply and demand, and then they just stopped, and then they started talking about the SNES one. But now,
We run out of supply on a given
well, of course, there's a lot of debate. You know, there's a lot of debate if does Nintendo intentionally do this to drum up hype, and controversy and story and stuff.
You alright? Can you breathe?
You
I'm
alright?
okay.
You sure?
Yeah. Just had to turn my mic off for a second there.
Alright.
That was a little intense. Like, oh,
Yeah, it's been like this for a couple of days now.
You
Right.
need to cut back on the smoking.
Yeah, there's actually an article I
Definitely.
see here.
I never do that.
Yeah, the SNES Classic Edition is sold out everywhere unless you want to pay double.
It'll be more like triple.
Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous.
You know what I don't understand about those things is it's like they go on sale and they're sold out before you even know where or how to purchase it. Like, how do all these other people know I don't know where to go in all this. Is I still wanted to get the Crash Bandicoot remastered and it didn't happen. But I got the shirt from Greetings from Insanity Beach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we really need to do is see if that other old school one we have works still. The one that's on the side of the desk.
Yeah, we have our original SNES right down here, right here. I just need to check it out and see.
I think it still works.
Like you said, see if it works.
It's like my brother-in-law's one worked on when I got my TV. The first thing I ever did with my new TV when I got that one was play Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you were playing Mario,
which was a super rebel cause with the year difference in technology compared. It's like Super Mario Brothers on HD, whereas on the original Nintendo it's still.
Yeah, it was probably quite jarring.
It was a little bit, but it was still fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
All right, so let's finally get into some of the Destiny 2 stuff. What we'll start with is the TWAB from this past Thursday on the 28th. Okay, so this week at Bungie, we're rallying to our favorite faction. Anytime your favorite faction is brought up, some friendly smack talk follows. With faction rallies, we get to settle those old scores and declare a winner based on which gamers the most Guardians support. Right now, millions of Guardians are seeking out and destroying enemy supplies, completing public events, competing in the Crucible, and tackling the endgame. They're doing their part. Would you like to know more? Many of you are asking who's in the lead. Oh yeah, because this is actually after... this was 2 days after the faction rally started, because that was one thing I wanted to mention. The faction rally started last Tuesday, and they're going to be wrapping up this Tuesday, I believe, this morning, or Tuesday morning. So many of you are asking who's in the lead. We won't report on the race while it's still in progress, but next week, once the winning faction rules the tower unopposed, we might give you some insight on how things shook out. We will announce the winner on Tuesday, October 3rd, as soon as the scheduled downtime to deploy hotfix 1.0.3.1 ends. That will be your chance to purchase the weapon from the winning faction in the tower. There will be a significant discount if you pledge your loyalty to them during the event. The winning faction's weapon can be purchased anytime during Victory Week, which lasts until the following reset. This is one thing that the community was wondering about right here that they kind of address. Faction rallies is set to become a new ritual that visits the tower periodically. Once the event is over, tokens can no longer be earned, but you can still redeem any that you're still holding to receive packages. Any engrams that are waiting to be claimed from a faction vendor will be auto-decrypted and placed in your inventory at the reset. Make sure you turn in all your tokens before the end of Victory Week. They will reset before the next faction rallies event returns sometime in the near future. So they didn't say if it's going to be like a monthly thing like Iron Banner that comes along once a month, or it's obviously not like a a weekly thing. I'm wondering if it's, I don't know, maybe like a bi-monthly thing, like every other month, maybe.
Semi-monthly. Could be, or could be like I don't know.
Because Trials is every weekend. Iron Banner they have once a month.
Maybe they haven't decided yet, and they're just trying to see how.
You know what? I bet you're right.
Revenues, like how much they get from it. Like, is it gonna be something worth doing it each month or every other month? So, I think once after all of this, like, they're collecting data.
Yeah, I kind of have a feeling you're right, because I bet that they were kind of judging the response from the community, right? They're probably seeing how many people actually participated in it.
Yeah, because they are really good at listening to the players.
Yeah, they have a whole department that just scours Reddit, Twitch, watches streams. Like, they have people like literally like whose their job is to keep their finger on the pulse of the community, right? And of all the content creators and everything in the community. So it's like, whether you're a Bungie lover or hater or whatever, you kind of have to admit that they definitely do pay a lot of attention to the community.
I don't see how anybody could hate Destiny. Well, I can't. No, I really can't. But to each their own. Everybody has their own thing.
Yeah, taste, Yeah,
that's true. Taste.
Like our brother-in-law, he wasn't really a fan of Destiny 1 because he doesn't really like grindy stuff, right? He didn't like doing the same thing over and over and over again. I kind of have a feeling, I think he would like D2.
I think so too.
Because Destiny 2 actually is geared a lot more towards gamers like him. And that's actually kind of the main focus of what I wanted to get into tonight with Destiny 2, is kind of the end game debate that's been going on. This was the topic that I was saying that I was thinking of having as a topic for the Daily Dose, but I mean, we could still do it in the future maybe, but I definitely kind of wanted to touch on it tonight though, because Dado actually made a really good video on his thoughts of the end game in Destiny 2 right now, and he actually brought up a lot of good points. It's like there's a lot of stuff that we liked in Destiny 1 that kept us grinding, kept the carrot on the stick, and kept the end game going for people that played for thousands and thousands of hours, and a lot of that stuff isn't in Destiny 2,
Like the roll drop.
Yeah, the random rolls. One thing that I really wish that they add in the future, like strike-specific loot, right? Strike-specific weapons and gear, so that you have to run that specific strike for a chance to get that to drop, right? Like, I can't remember the name of the strike right now since I've been out of Destiny 1, but the strike you had to run to try and get Imago loot. That, I remember it was near the end of Destiny 1 too, and I remember I would see several streams every day. Their title of the stream would be Grinding for Fake Bringer, which it was a specific role of the Imago loop that kind of, it mimicked the Fate Bringer, so they called it a Fake Bringer.
Ooh.
Because it was a lot like it. It kind of had similar perks, but so that influenced a lot of people to keep grinding to that end game when they probably wouldn't have otherwise if those weren't there.
Well, wasn't it like the Ice Luna?
The Ice Luna?
You didn't have for the longest time,
and
you would just grind, and then you finally got it, and then once you finally got it, it was dropping like crazy.
And not only that, when the first couple Ice Lunas I finally got dropped, they were just awful rolls. So I would keep grinding, trying to get a better roll. And that's kind of the problem that some of the hardcore Destiny players are kind of having with Destiny 2's endgame right now, is that, Bungie obviously, I don't want to say dumbed down, that's the wrong word, but they definitely they definitely made it more casual friendly, more kind of mainstream focused and mainstream friendly. They took a lot of that grind out, and but that's not to say, you know, there still is stuff to do. I mean, like Homicidal and I earlier this week, like, you know, we had a lot of stuff that we were doing every night. Remember, like, you know, that we were trying to get done.
Like exotic quests.
Mm-hmm. But to be fair, though, is that we haven't. I mean, we've obviously hit the end game because we've actually, you know, we've gone through the campaign and all that, but we haven't really hit like the full end game yet. Like the end game that Dado was talking about in this video was like literally when you hit that soft cap of like 305. Like, because obviously he's one of the one percenters, you know, like he plays this game all day every day. Like it's his job to play this game, like quite literally. So he obviously plays a lot more than even myself. Like, and I play it a ton, obviously, but they and he even brought up a good point in this game. He's like a lot of people that disagree with me in these points are gonna say, but yeah, Dado, you know, you play a lot more than I do. And he's like, yeah, why that's true. All it means is that I just get to that point before you do. You're eventually gonna get to the same point where you're running out of stuff to do.
And nothing new is dropping, and there's not. You've already had everything so repetitive that it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I wonder if at that point, or if they see that coming sooner than they expected, when the DLC will be.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we're supposed to be getting that in December already. And to be fair, I mean, you can tell Bungie is trying to prevent those content droughts that we had in D1. I mean, and I don't think that's what Dado's saying either. I don't think he's saying that. You know, that we're going to be getting droughts like that. I don't think that's what he's expecting. He's just saying, he was just pointing out the differences of the end game between D1 and D2. But they, God, that threw me off.
Oops.
Yeah, I know. I totally forgot where I was going with that. My stupid memory.
Dado, I'm tired.
Yeah, but it's like it.
Oh my God.
One thing that I'm really hoping that they add that could prevent this, or no, okay, yeah, okay, all right, I'm back on track. I mean, you could tell Bungie is trying to prevent that stuff. Obviously, I mean, they have been slowly even rolling out some of the stuff, you know, that they probably would normally put in at launch anyways. Like they slowly rolled out guided games, and obviously the raid came out like a week later, and then they rolled out trials, and then now we're going to be getting Iron Banner this month. Where they're also supposed to be rolling out the Prestige version of the raid as well this month. So and obviously it's only a weekend, so it's still too early to tell.
Yeah, there's still plenty to go, you know, and it's gonna take time for everybody to get to the same point.
Yeah, sorry, the stream's crashing and it's making it hard to focus right now.
You doing alright, Homicidal?
Yeah.
Sounded like you dropped something.
I'm just getting a bit scared of this game right now.
That happens too.
Yeah, so I mean, we're definitely, obviously, I mean, we're already getting close to an hour right now, but we're definitely gonna touch a little bit more on this this week when, like, in another edition of the Daily Dose. I mean, we'll get into this a little bit more. I was hoping that this week in the TWAB that we would hear about Iron Banner, that we would finally get a date, but they didn't have it in this TWAB, and I'm sure what they'll do on this next Thursday's TWAB, I'm sure that they'll probably, you know, announce the faction rally winner, and then probably, hopefully, give us another roadmap for the month of October, and then that is where we'll get like the Iron Banner dates and stuff like that.
Possibly.
So that's what I'm hoping. But real quick, I just kind of want to get Homicidal's thoughts on this as well. So what do you think kind of like on the end game thing so far? Like, I just wanted to bring this topic up to you more than anything, just because like I don't know if you had really been hearing anything about it. Because like I mean, you don't watch as many videos and listen to as many podcasts as I do, but you know you definitely do pay attention to like what's going on though.
Yeah.
In the community as well. So I just kind of wanted to know what your thoughts on it are.
Honestly, I'm not really 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd have a bit more time to reflect up on it.
Yeah, exactly.
To be able to, put my views out.
Right. Yeah, and honestly, like I'm kind of the same way too, because like I haven't really had like a lot of time to really like sit and like what I think about it yet, because like I said, we're still grinding through it currently, right? Like I said, we haven't even really hit like the full like complete end game yet. You know, we still have a lot of stuff to do. And like I didn't even know about the video yet, but Saint came into chat and he was like kind of telling me about it, and so then when I actually went and watched Dado's video, I was kind of like, okay, he's actually making pretty good points, and I can actually agree with a lot of these points that he made. Like, bottom line is I mean, I'd recommend, like, it wasn't a long video. I think it was like 10, 12 minutes, you know, so, like, if you get some time, I'd recommend checking it out. It's just Dado Does Destiny, and it's like, I think it's just called His Thoughts on the Destiny 2 Endgame. But yeah, and then that way we can discuss it a little bit more this week on a daily dose. So.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's gonna do it for.
I'm tired.
For this week's episode, though. Yeah. Fusha's getting tired, and I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff I kind of wanted to get into, but yeah. Tired is definitely the word of the weekend. God, like this weekend, the streams were awful for me. I couldn't stay awake on stream.
It made me so sad. And then it was like Friday or Thursday, Saturday, or whatever day when I woke up in the morning and you were like started streaming at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get up to go to the bathroom thinking you just went to go smoke or something. You're not. And so I look way back down there. I'm like, wait a minute, where is he? And I come in here and you're just. What are you doing?
I'm sitting at the computer streaming asleep.
Oh, no. And I hate when you start to fall asleep when I'm not home, because there's nothing. I can't just come into the next room and be like, hey, sleepyhead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because a lot of the times you'll be hanging out in chat like while you're out and about.
Mm-hmm. I just don't have the sound on when I'm out and about, because.
Well, unless you have your earbuds in.
Yeah, it depends on who's around.
Yeah.
But I usually like it during the week when we get off of work and you're screaming and then you start to doze off. I can just walk to the next room.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fall asleep.
All right. Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So yeah, stay tuned to the channel here, twitch.tv/Solgr only throughout this week. Because like I said, we're gonna have a daily dose later this week where we'll discuss the end game controversy, if you want to call it that, in Destiny 2 a little bit further. And then also at some point this week too, Fusha and I should be having a loot crate loot gaming unboxing. It's supposed to be a Destiny 2, Prey, and Borderlands box. So we're really excited for that one. So stay tuned to the channel for that.
And I swear we're usually more lively than this. It's just been a long.
It's been a long damn weekend. Yeah. Yeah, kind of almost phoned this episode in. I mean, we were actually really close to the point of almost like, I don't know if we can do it. Like, because we were laying down, you know, like we had ate dinner and we were laying down, and like I was just kind of like, I almost wanted it to just curl up and sleep.
I know, that's like the last time I went to go smoke and I was nice and cuddled and warm. I'm like, I have to move. But
I was the one, I was like, nope, we got to do it. Come on, get up. We're going in the office. Come on.
Yeah. Well, the best part about it was that he went to go smoke, and I was already sitting in here with the door closed,
and I could hear him come back in from smoking, go straight to the room and get ready, yell at me to get out of the bed in a cute way, because it's still cute, but then it's just like 2 seconds later he comes walking in the door and I'm sitting here like, ha ha ha, I'm going to do it.
I know I went storming in the room thinking she was still going to be in there. I went like storming in like I was getting ready to be like, get the hell up and get.
Like you do in the morning for work. Get up! For the 5th time, get up.
Yeah.
I will tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I look forward to every morning.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, and then you can follow me on Twitter at SportsNerd48 because I always tweet out when I go live, and it's a good place to keep updated. And I will have mine and Homicidal's Twitch channel links in the description down below, as well as Fusha's Instagram and all our social shenanigan links and all that.
Stuff.
All right.
I need to change the size on these headphones.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us once again, Homicidal.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Have a good one. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. Sub to the channel for more content. And we will see you next week.
Next week.
Cheers.
Or we will be live.